Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. Okay, we are talking, is this a new section or the old section?
We read one slide yesterday, so I can continue from, and then we come back to 228.
Okay, that's fine.
I was on the side, just observing. Compared to the faux cheese done before, this was better, far better than double, not even limited to that. At a bare minimum, didn't talk as much, didn't false think as much. Day after day, recite the Buddha's name, sit a little, walk a little, sit a little. This is very good. This is cultivating the way. So, Sunday, I am leaving. On Sunday, at about 2:30, I will go to Thailand, to Bangkok, Thailand. So, when I arrive there, it will be the 1st. On the 2nd, I will stop and stay there for 1 day. On the 3rd, I want to, or I will, go to India. India. I will stay in India for 1 week. After that, I will just go to Ceylon. After Ceylon, maybe go to Singapore and Malaysia. Again go, then go to Saigon. This trip to Saigon, on the old calendar, November 15th, the 10th day of the 11th lunar month, probably then I can arrive in Taiwan. After arriving in Taiwan, wait until the 15th day of the 11th lunar month. I will lecture on that Pure Conduct chapter there. This Pure Conduct chapter will instruct left-home people on how they should follow the rules, how they should cultivate the way.
在台湾港各地听党员呢，我太清醒，或者要实干许可的话，或者再到香港来一转。
I will lecture on this sutra in Taiwan. Once the lecture is done, I will see how things go. Probably, if time allows, I might make another trip to Hong Kong.
如果我们许可呢，就没法了。
If time does not allow, then I won't come.
Okay, let's stop here. Okay, 228. So Master YongHua says, I think this is towards the end of the Fochi that they were having. And so this is, I think that this is, so he says, this year, this Fochi has been done very well. I was on the side just observing, and so he noticed that it's doing better, was done better, twice as better than before, even more than twice. And so what does he mean by twice better? We talked about that already, that people first think a lot less, they talk a lot less, and so that's how he measured. But actually, he's not telling them that he looked at their minds. And this is how we measure you. We measure you by looking at how more peaceful and more blissful you become. What happens is in normal day life, you have so many distractions. And when you attend the Fochi, this is the environment that enables you to bring your mind back to become single-minded. And so that's what this training is about. So he saw that when you become single-minded, then you experience more bliss and more peace in your mind. That's all. And it shows. All right? It's not something that you can fake. Or is it something that we can fake ourselves? And at a bare minimum, didn't talk as much, didn't force think as much. Okay? Day after day, to recite the Buddha's name, you sit a little, walk a little, and so forth. That's very good. And that is cultivation, the way. And so this is a new concept for the Westerners back then, his students. Cultivating the way so this is easy for them to do because it's a lot less demanding than Chan in general. So you sit a little, you walk a little, and you allow your mind a chance to settle down. On Sunday, so this Sunday, he was leaving, and he'll go to a long trip to Bangkok, Thailand, and I'm not sure why he would go to all these countries so rapidly, one after another. It would be the first he arrived there, there will be jet lag, but he stayed one day, and I don't know what he's doing there, but third day he'll go to India, so he took one day of rest and go to India. Does anyone know why? Anyone have any idea why he was going so far and to so many countries so fast? Okay, so he would go to Thailand. Probably people invited him to go. He went there and for what? I'm not sure. Maybe meet with the people who invited him and rest one day there. Next day go to India and for 1 week. So apparently some kind of Dharma events there for 1 week in India. Probably some sort of Chinese temples some disciples of his brought him there, invited him there to do some Dharma propagation. And after that, he would go to Ceylon. That's Sri Lanka, isn't it? Ceylon isn't it Sri Lanka? Ceylon, okay. And so, again, these, except for India, these countries are basically Hinayana Buddhism. I particularly like Thailand. They have a very strong Hinayana system. And they have a lot of, quite a few bodhisattvas hiding amongst them to support them. Okay? And because basically, this is the truth about what we do. Unless you're strong enough, you cannot really fight the demons. The demons will enter your ranks and will cause havoc in your ranks, and they will break you up from the inside. Okay, so that's why in Thailand, I didn't realize it, but as the more I read about, heard about, and saw some photos of the monks there, and I realized very early on, then I realized that there are a lot of bodhisattvas pretending to be arhats, and so they live there. And so this is the point. The point here is that with these bodhisattvas in the ranks of the Hinayana monks, their presence will bring more peace to the Sangha community, and in particular will help them avoid making mistakes. This is what cultivation is about. Cultivation is about, number one, what? What's most important about cultivation? Three.
Thầy, con nghĩ là giữ giới.
Okay, keeping precepts. That's correct. The foundation of cultivation is to keep precepts, what I call to be gooder. When you keep precepts, you become gooder. And so these another way to say it is, without using Buddhist jargons, is that when you cultivate, you are presented with choices. Do I get up? Do I walk with everyone or not? Do I sit down with everyone or not? Okay, when I walk with everyone, when I circumambulate, I get afflicted. What do I do about it? Okay, so these are the choices you make in the Great Assembly Dharma. All right, which is more demanding if you were to do it by yourself. So cultivation is about avoiding making mistakes that will make you stop. And this is what the people who are not bodhisattvas fail to see, fail to understand. So this is why, this is now is my conclusion, my deduction after all these years, because I've seen a lot of cases in Taiwanese temples, in Master Hsuan Huang's temples and so forth, our temples and so forth. It's the people who have wisdom like a bodhisattvas. They're helping us silently, okay, to avoid making mistakes. And that's so important. Because you make mistakes, you will sink. And you will sink the ship with it. Okay? And so this is the secret about cultivation. Cultivation is not really crossing your legs. It's not really what you're doing mechanically. What really matters, all that is that you do things, you avoid making mistakes. And that's why my claim is that the bodhisattvas have to be within the Thai system in order to help their co-cultivators make mistakes, avoid making mistakes. And this is very important. You cultivate by yourself, chances are that you're going to be making mistakes that will prevent you from making progress, from walking the right path, from understanding the Buddha's teachings, okay, and from getting ahead. And so this is why the Great Assembly Dharma we're practicing here is extremely useful, extremely beneficial for you, because by giving you the guidelines, the instruction how to do things, by talking to you, by being here, we actually are stirring you away from trouble, away from making mistakes, and protecting you from your own karmic retributions. This is so important. That's not spoken often enough. And this is what Master YongHua did for his disciples. And I don't know why he really never explained it to his heirs, because the heirs then, after he left, they only fought for their own rights and their own temples, their own powers and influences, their own doing what they wanted to do, instead of providing guidance for people to cultivate, like Master YongHua did for my generation. Okay? As a result, they stopped making progress among themselves, and of course, if they don't know how to cultivate themselves, how could they possibly guide the third generation to cultivate properly? And that's why the Dharma dies. The Dharma only grows through you. Okay? Yeah. And so this is why I know that there are a lot of bodhisattvas within the Thai system, and that props them up, really props them up. I'm sure they don't want to hear it, but bodhisattvas don't need their approvals. They help quietly. Okay? So that's how I went to Thailand. Okay? It's interesting, we stopped Thailand, maybe a flight there, rested one day, and then went to India, okay? And so India is important because Indians have a lot of Mahayana roots, okay? Whereas in Thailand, there aren't that many Mahayana roots. That's why he didn't stay there very long. A person like Master YongHua never wastes time, so he didn't stay in Thailand, which is how I read it. And then he went to India for 1 week, meaning that his people with potential there, probably many of his disciples were there. Yes, JMT.
Master, can you hear? Master, I'd like to repent.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for the mistakes, I lashed out on Deji Sunim a few days before.
No. You look nice, but actually you have a temper.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, on the first day of 40,
Okay.
I think I need to apologize to her because she's a senior, and I think I just, I think it's a mistake. At that time, I just feel very angry at her. And after a while, I realized that probably at that time there's many ghosts messing around. And so I talked to her, but after that, she just refused to talk to me anymore. And for the next few days, there's some, I think that between us, the energy is really bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Anyway, I
so you
feel
think
I did
you
wrong.
think you have to do something about it, huh?
Yeah, at that time, I just feel, why you're so afflicted? Why you're so angry towards others?
Yeah. Have you asked her? Did you ask her that why you're so angry, or you just lashed out at her?
Yeah, when I lash out, I just asked her, why you always throw tantrum to our others? So since this morning. But anyway, I feel I did too much and I hurt her. It's supposed to be, there's a much better way to deal with it.
Okay. Do we have rules about these people who lash out at the seniors? Typically, we give them 50 lashes, right? Okay, there you go. Very good. So make arrangement for them to beat you up with 50 lashes. You still thinking about it?
No.
No? What do you mean, no?
Oh, I don't understand what do you
Oh, it's the old rule we never implemented, except for when we encounter a lot of crazy sanghas who don't listen, who lash out at the seniors. Because here in the U.S., we are very orderly, I think. And so here in the U.S., when you are disrespectful towards the seniors, we basically whip you 50 times on the back.
Okay.
Of course, we make sure that you take off your sangha robe because we don't want to ruin your sangha robe.
Okay.
Or
That
you
sounds
are,
very brutal.
or your pajamas, sangha pajamas even. Okay. All right. Yeah, that way you remember. You only see her as getting afflicted at others, but you don't see your stupidity. So that's why these scars on your back will help you remember how stupid you really are.
Yes.
Whether other people are afflicted or stupid, that's their problems. But when you lash out at them and you blame them for being stupid, accuse them for being stupid, you're the one who's more stupid. Okay?
Yes.
She's afflicted at others because, is she right there too or no?
Yeah, she's next to me.
Of course, you're not on speaking terms. Oh yeah, right there. Okay. Of course, you guys don't understand these subtleties. Teji Sunim is manic. She gets afflicted. Okay, she has issues, and they are constantly pulling her strings to make her afflicted over this or over that. Okay, and that's her demons helping her cultivate. So that's why she gets afflicted and she lashes out at people. That's her problem. Your problem is that you too will have get afflicted at her because you also manic yourself. I remember this behavior dates back to when you were still at home as well. You used to lash out at your mom, at your sister. Yeah?
Yes.
And so you see, at home, no one can beat you up. But at the temple, you make mistakes like that, we will put some scars on your back so that you remember.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so make arrangements for corporal punishment. I'm using words that she doesn't understand, so she says, yes, okay. You have to understand, especially during the Fochi, these people, when they have issues, they flare up violently. And this is why you don't realize how difficult it is to organize these things and keep things in check, because people go crazy during times like this, Fochi, Chanchi, a lot of people go berserk. Okay? So you're looking at two people who went berserk at each other. And it's so typical. When you're afflicted, you always blame someone else. And that's how you justify your affliction. And when you cultivate, what do? Number one, you realize you're afflicted. Number two, you contain your affliction. You don't act out on your afflictions. That's what cultivation is about. It's not about no talking, and not about no sleeping. And that's for babies. It's about controlling your afflictions when someone else provokes you. But I can explain all I want. You still will blow up. Teji Sunim will still blow up. You will still blow up. So that's why. But this time, I will use this as a warning for you. Next time you blow up at Teji, we will put some scars on your back. Do we understand each other?
Yes.
Okay, you heard it. We have a contract now. The next time that you blow up, we will whip you. Okay, so Teji Sunim, I'd like you to go get a whip for me. Get ready. She looks happy. Look at Teji.
Yes.
Okay? Don't worry. You have plenty of chances to whip each other. Because eventually you both have to learn to stop this nonsense. You detect that you are afflicted and you fix it right away. That's what cultivation is about. This is what people don't understand. This is why people can recite Buddha's name for 30 years, 20 years, they still get nowhere because they say, I go to the temple, I don't speak, don't talk to me, I'm a cultivator, okay? How could you talk to me? What kind of cultivator are you? Okay? And that's why they can recite, and as soon as that happens, they blow up and they lose all the chi that's built up in their tummy. So the baby comes out right away, prematurely. Okay? And the Chinese would never explain it to you. That's how tough the Chinese are. They say nothing. They say, just follow the rules. That's all. Don't take breaks. Don't talk. Sleep when you're supposed to. Don't go rest. Okay? And they never explain to their people why they're doing it. That's why the percentage of people who cultivate with them, usually nowadays, none gets very far. Because they get afflicted. And they said, the heck with you. I don't need you. I'm going to go home and watch TV, go shopping. That's more fun for me, more productive use of my time. They don't realize that the Great Assembly Dharma, we call it, the Chinese call it, is what's another word for it? Great Afflictions Dharma. Because you're going to be here and you have so many people around you, they're going to keep on afflicting you until you can't take it anymore. You blow up. And you run away and you quit. So your job is to contain it. That's all. You are you hear Master Z, you're supposed to contain it and enforce the rules. Okay? Is that clear? So if those of you who go out shopping, here in the US we don't use whips, we use tree branches. In Vietnam, like gong. We use in Vietnam a 2-inch stick, gong. Gong is a weapon that the Shaolin people use. They use it to atta, to break your skull. Okay, they hit it on your skull and crack it. Okay, that's what Musashi Yamamoto did to kill his biggest rival. Did you know that story? Never mind. You have to earn that story next. Okay? Now I'm not in a good mood because my 2 bhikshunis in Korea are fighting each other to death quietly. Okay? All right. I will loan you my Korean gold. Yeah. It's Korean bamboo thing. It's very, very thick. And the head is like a big head. So when you hit, it will leave marks. Okay. All right. You understand now? All the secrets we know, we don't, but the Chinese don't explain to you. They only think, when I don't get afflicted at this Fo Chi, I must be such a superior person. It's only because they haven't met anyone stronger than they are. That's why they don't get afflicted yet. Here, at times, we send someone stronger than you to come and afflict you. Things we do for you when you take us for granted. Okay, anyway. Don't do it again. Next time, we're going to beat up both of you, you idiots.
Yes, Master.
Okay? XN, you make sure you will get me a whip, okay? A real good whip. I got a feeling not just these two will be beaten up, but I think of a few more people who need to be beaten up over there. You are such strong Korean women. All right? You think, you Koreans are so weak. You say, I cultivate, I don't get afflicted. I'm so superior. I'm so peaceful. I'm such a good cultivator. You come to here and you find out you get afflicted very fast. At our Dharma assemblies, we afflict you so that we can put scars on your back. Then you remember not to get afflicted. No matter what. Do I need a reason to put scars in your back? The only reason I need is for you to get afflicted. Then you remember, you cannot get afflicted. And this is the only thing I care about. I want you all day, do whatever you do, learn not to get afflicted. At night, I speak Dharma to you. Then you'll be fine. You get a lot more out of these Chinese people, these Asians, because they don't understand the Dharma behind it. Get it now? I'm sharing the secret so that they can imitate and copy it. Only problem is that no one is as mean, as vicious as I am, because when I say I put scars on your back, trust me, I will, because I warned you already. You hear? You don't want scars on your back? I'm going to have to hurt you more. Okay. Any questions about this? See how patient I am. I've been doing this for 20 years now. You don't realize how difficult it is. They keep on, these demons, these losers who keep on coming and at you and challenge you and cause problems within the assembly. Okay? And that's why it's very difficult to organize this year after year after year after year. They don't simply attack you, they also attack me and the people who are putting it together for you. Okay? The kitchen staff, the supporters, everyone, okay, is attacked under this, including you. That's why everyone goes berserk during the cheese. Don't worry. I still keep a cool head for the rest of you, for your sake. Okay? Don't worry. We use the demon stupidity to train you. They can't help themselves. They have to come and afflict you, no matter how much I challenge them. I said, you're so stupid, okay? And they said, oh yeah? I'm going to even make her more afflicted next time. I said, oh yeah? Let me see what you can do. Yes, JC.
마스터, 제가 며칠 전에 불단의 꽃을 공양하기 위해서 꽃시장에 가서 장미를 사왔어요. 근데 화병에 꽃을 이제 꽂으려고 준비를 하는 와중에 저에게도 큰 번뇌가 왔었고, 그리고 그것을 참회하기 위해서 참회를 하고 싶습니다. 일단 장미를 화병에 꽂는데 예쁘게 꽂기 위해서 이제 그 꽃을 이제 장미꽃을 조금씩 밑에를 잘라서 꽂으려고 했는데 보라선원에 다닌 지 얼마 되지 않은 다른 도반님이 오셔서 도와준다고 하셨어요. 근데 그 도와주시면서 꽃을 너무 짧게 자르더라고요. 그래서 처음에 한 송이를 짧게 잘라서 너무 짧다고 얘기를 했는데 그 다음에 또 똑같이 짧게 자르신 거예요. 근데 그 일로 인해서 제가 되게 크게 번뇌가 찾아왔고, 그래서 다음 날 또 화병을 또 다시 정돈을 하면서 꽃을 다시 이렇게 정돈하면서 꽂는 내내 그 생각이 멈춰지지 않고 화가 계속 좀 차 있는 상태로 꽃을 꽂아서 다시 불단에 올렸습니다. 그리고 그렇게 화내는 마음으로 꽃꽂이를 해서 불단에 올리는 게 좀 죄책감이 좀 들었던 것 같아요. 그래서 일단 참회도 하고 그렇게 다음 날까지 좀 화가 조절이 안 된 걸로 인해서 저도 좀 당황스럽기도 했습니다. 그래서 이럴 때 어떻게 해야 되는 건지 또 질문을 드립니다.
Master, I have something to repent. Also, my question is, if there's an affliction, what do I need to do? I'll give you the detail. A few days ago, I was planning to put flowers on the altar. So I went on the market and bought roses. And then I got the vase to prepare. And then there was affliction during that preparation. What happened was I was putting roses in the vase, and I like to arrange beautifully. So first thing is I need to cut the bottom of the rose. But there were a newcomer at the time, and she wants to help me. So I told her, please cut the bottom of the rose. But the way she cut that rose, it was too short. So I told her that that's too short. But then she repeatedly cut the second one short again. Then my big afflictions arise. That affliction continued up to the next day. And I went back to JC. I tried to rearrange the flowers in the vase. I reflect what happened the day before, and I feel the anger and also the affliction. With that mind, I put the flowers again on the altar. Because of that, I felt guilty because I prepared the flowers with the anger. And then following the day, I couldn't do anything because I couldn't even control my mind again. Affliction was still there. Thank you.
It doesn't matter at all how justified you are in getting afflicted. Your mind is very good at justifying your bad behavior, your afflictions in particular. This is what you're learning. That's why every time you come to a 4-chi or a chan-chi or 1-in-chi and so forth, you get afflicted. If it's not this, it's going to be something else. So there's no need to understand why at all. It's just, I teach you a very simple way. It doesn't matter why, it doesn't matter how. You only look at how to get rid of your affliction. Put it out as quickly as possible. That's the only thing that matters. No rhyme or reason. If you're afflicted, you're being stupid. That's all. So you do whatever it takes to get rid of your affliction. Because for you in particular, you blame that person for cutting it short. You should blame yourself. You say, geez, I should have let her cut 2 pieces. She cuts it short. What I should have done is that I'll explain to her, I want a little bit longer, and I watch her. She cuts it short again, okay? And then you take over and say, oh, excuse me, I need some help over there. Would you mind going over there and fix it for me? And then you cut the roses. Okay? You do whatever it takes not to get afflicted anymore. That's all. So whose fault is it? You didn't contain your affliction. That's the only thing that matters. That's called cultivation, folks. The Asians, the Koreans, the Vietnam, the Chinese, the Thai people look at, I need to be peaceful, I need to be blissful. I don't teach you that way. I afflict you. And I remind you that you're not supposed to get afflicted, you idiot. When are you going to learn? You're so stupid, and you think you're smart. That's all I ask for you during this tea. Okay? I don't care if you talk, I don't care if you sleep, but if you decide to cultivate for 10 minutes for me, intensively, because that's all the time you have, that's all you want to do, just cultivate. But during the 5 minutes, do not get afflicted. And then cultivate for 7 minutes without getting afflicted, and so forth and so forth. That's all you have to do for me. But when you get afflicted, then you learn to get rid of your affliction, put it out immediately. You don't need a reason. The only reason is because if you don't, I will scar your back. You hear? Do we understand each other? Big boy, you still thinking? You think I'm kidding? Oh, it's only 1 day left, huh? Okay. I'll bring that cane right back tonight. You love it. It's a beautiful cane. I've been hanging on to it and trying to figure out what to do with this. Now it has its purpose. Do you understand now? This is why we're far better than the Chinese, we're far better than the Koreans, because they do it mechanically. They're like robots. We call it eye cultivator. Here, we call ourselves AI cultivator. Okay? Is it clear now? After 20 years, now I explain to you. Because you earned it. You're superior people, that's why I'm teaching you. Those people who can't take it, they run away and say, this monk here is crazy. His people, can you imagine? They go do Fo Qi and, they're sleeping, they are snoring, they don't even take showers, they take breaks constantly. They talk like crazy, they're so noisy in the lunch hall. Can you imagine? The lunch hall is like a marketplace. Even the master is speaking, all of them are laughing. I'm out of here. And if I didn't give you the Dharma talk, who's going to explain to you? You'll be cultivating for 20 years. For Fo Qi and Chan Qi for 20 years. You still feel you're so superior until I look at you and say, why are you afflicted? You're so stupid. And you don't get it. And this is your blessings because you've gone this far. You've done it for 20 years now. That's why you earned this instruction. And because of this, others will understand how to cultivate, but they won't be able to do it because you need this environment. You need protection, folks. And this is what my master did for my generation. Except explaining to them why we're doing it. Does it help? That's why I don't want to see people walking around, oh, I'm so blissful, oh, I'm so peaceful, all of you. A few, I can live with that. If I see no one afflicted, I'd be so disappointed. I want scars on people's back. You hear? We need to choose someone to beat them up. Okay, XD, you're the youngest. They can hate you, we can get rid of you. Okay? You mess up tomorrow, you let him beat him up. Okay? Any questions? This is your last chance, folks. It's last chance to come and challenge yourself. Do you dare come to the real cultivation or not? Big boy? You want the entire day of reciting? That's for babies, for boys. This is for men and women. We do the real deal. Yes, too.
Thank you, Master. I get afflicted whenever I go to my daughter's room. She's 20 years old and her room is a mess. So to get rid of my affliction, I simply close her door or I do the cleaning for her. So how is that teaching her responsibility when I do clean her room to get rid of my affliction?
Can you find a different way to get rid of your affliction without cleaning her room?
Close her door and try not to go to her room.
Whatever it takes. Remember, you're afflicted. Whose fault is it?
My fault, not teaching her how to clean.
It doesn't matter.
But
whether you teach her how to clean or don't teach her how to clean, doesn't matter. You cannot get afflicted. There's no but.
Oh, okay.
If you're afflicted, it's your fault. If you're afflicted, you have no use to her. You're a bad example. If you're afflicted, she's gonna inherit the same temper from you. So when it's her turn to have a daughter and have a son, she will go and clean the rooms and then yell at them. That's what you're doing. That's the harm you're doing to your own daughter. But if you can contain your affliction, then she cannot use you as an excuse to say, it's okay to yell at my daughter when she's wrong. Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Doesn't matter. You don't need to teach her. You don't need to clean her room. You say, you could encourage her to run away from home for all I care, as long as you don't get afflicted. You don't let her afflict you. That's all there is to it. They're smart. This is why you parents are so stupid. Your children are always challenging you. Afflict you on purpose. When you get afflicted, that's when they lose respect for you. And big boy, same thing with your wife. They afflict you so that they can laugh at you and say, you idiot. I got you, didn't I? Huh? That's what children do to you constantly. That's what women do to you too, men. And what men do to you too, women. She likes it. All the secrets of life. You see that? You exerting a very positive influence on people around you by controlling your affliction. You're doing a ton of good. All the great men in the world that we look up to. We never saw them afflicted, did we? It's all facade. They go home and they yell at their children, they yell at their wives, they drink, they smoke, they inhale. They never could solve their afflictions. You are admiring someone who's not real. It's facade. It's a put on. How old woman, did your teacher teach you this? Huh? Master Shenhua disciples. Huh? Yeah.
Alo. Ngài dạy nhiều lắm chứ thầy. Sạch sẽ đàng hoàng.
Except how to become enlightened.
Chứ đâu phải là bê bối đâu.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Translate for her. The woman, she has so much to say. We learned so much from Master Shenhua, she says.
Hello, Master. We learned a lot from Master Shenhua. He taught us how to clean up and how to be tidy of ourselves. It's a lot to learn as well.
But they never taught you not to get afflicted.
Mình ở đời đó phải cho nó lịch sự, cái gì đâu đó cho nó đàng hoàng. Rồi mà miễn mà bê bối đồ này kia thì mình thấy là phiền não rồi. Miễn mà mình sống cho có nề nếp đồ này kia thì mình đâu có phiền não đâu. Miễn mà sống bê bối thì nó rất là phiền não cho mình. Cho xung quanh những người xung quanh nữa chứ đâu phải là ấy. Mô Phật.
In this life, we have to live so that we are, let's show,
polite.
To be polite, and everything has to be in order and righteous. So if we can live a life that we have following the rule and regulation and be polite and clean up, then there's no afflictions, so that we don't afflict people around us as well.
Okay, very good. I have a message from my dear disciples in Go Forest. Okay? This is why I prize my woman, that she finds a way to afflict me. When she can no longer afflict me, that's why I would divorce her and find a better woman. The women like it too much. Same with men. Okay? I assure you, tonight's instruction is never given out before. This is, you earned it. You did it for 20 years now. Now I explain to you why I've been doing for 20 years. And you still don't get it. That's why I need to explain to you. Yes, back there.
Hello, Master. YouTube has a question. Hello, Master. I would like to ask if Master have an intention to come to Vietnam and open a workplace, a branch, so that you can propagate the Dharma and to help aiding us so that we can cultivate over here as well.
Who asked?
Vương Việt, there's a YouTuber.
Okay. I hope to. I know there's a monk in my ranks who would love to go to Vietnam and teach Vietnamese. The old monk at the DTT, he can't wait to go to Vietnam. He wants to go back to his fatherland, and save his people. So if the opportunity arises, sure, why not? I will send him back. Hey, old man. See, he looks happy.
Còn chưa xứng đáng dạy bên Việt Nam này. Bên đó như người ta tới 18.000 ngôi chùa luôn, mà đâu cần tới mình đâu.
Okay.
Master, I feel that I'm not worthy to teach to teach in Vietnam. Over there, they have about 18,000 temples already.
Okay, then don't go. That's the answer for that gentleman. The old monk refuses to go. Okay, so I was looking at the thing here. He went to Thailand, probably a flight thing, because Bangkok, I think he went to Bangkok, I think. So Bangkok has a lot of flights going to Bangkok, so to Asia, he went to Bangkok first, and then he rested one day because it's very tough flight for him. At the time, he was about 60 years old, 50, 60, or 55, 60. He would live another 20 years, so I imagine his health is not the best. Yes, go Forest.
Emitofuo, Master. Regarding to...
Get rid of your wife?
Regarding to affliction and challenge yourself to not get afflicted and cultivate. I just came off a 9-day fast during the Pho Chi and during the Guan Yin Chi and Pho Chi, and it's really a challenge for me, and it's very interesting because after 4 or 5 days, your body is very weak, and you keep bowing and recite Guan Yin's name, and so it's really nice and really challenge, and I think it difficult for me sometimes to circumambulate it because I have to keep a balance myself and not to lean forward or backward or fall but that also keep myself busy and recite Kuan Buddha's name. And after the Guanyin Chi, we come to Fo Chi, then it's a really, really good feeling because the bowing is no longer there, and then a lot of sit and recite Buddha's name. So you come from the hardcore or more challenged situation, come to the lesser challenged situation. The focusing is more intense, and the feeling, the peace, and I can feel is really, really quiet, and especially the silent recitation. And I think if anybody wants to get afflicted or challenge themselves, they can fast during the Guanyin Chi or Fo Chi. It will be very good. Good experience for me anyway.
Okay, thank you for your input. But actually kind of interesting. And there he goes. Instead of taking Ozempic, you should try bowing. Okay? Bowing requires a lot of energy. It's very good for you. Okay, very good. Yeah, thank you for sharing with us what that is. All right, so let's move on. It's just enough. I don't want to beat a horse to death. This horse is not dead yet, but I don't want to beat it to death yet. Okay, so you went to Bangkok because I'm sure there's more flights there, and so he rested one day, some Chinese disciples, and then he went to India for 1 week. So he spoke Dharma there and taught his Indian disciples. And funny that there's no branch I know of in India of his, and then there's no Indian disciples I met at his temples. So I don't know what happened. But he spent a week there teaching them. And then went to Sri Lanka. After Sri Lanka, so he made a tour here of Asia, Sri Lanka, and Singapore, and Malaysia. He had disciples, quite a few who are Malaysian. They came there because he gave them visas. Okay, particularly Malaysians like to go to the U.S. And so many of them followed him, and he even has a branch temple in Malaysia, maybe 1 or 2, I'm not sure. At least one propagation center where they distribute sutras and so forth. Singapore, similar kind of thing. But and then he went to Saigon. I didn't know that it's Qigong. Interesting. That's Chinese for Qigong. That doesn't sound like Saigon to me. Yeah. Anyway, he went to Qigong, and then now in Qigong, he lectured. He in Qigong, November 11 month, okay. Wait. The old calendar, November 15, the lunar month. Oh, November the 15th, and then a 10th day. That's also not November, okay? In the Western calendar, November 15th. Anyway, so he went to Qigong, and then he arrived at Taiwan, okay? And it's funny that he went to these places, and it turns out that you think that the Indians who have a lot of Mahayana roots would follow him. but it turns out he doesn't have that much affinities with the Indians, okay? And he has more affinities with the Malaysians, because he has a lot of Malaysian disciples, and Vietnamese disciples, lots of Vietnamese disciples, actually quite a few left home people are Vietnamese disciples, okay? And then he came to Taiwan and lectured on the Pure Conduct chapter, okay? And so from this trip here, from my perspective, it appears that the main objective is to connect with his Taiwanese disciples. Okay, he had a lot of disciples, okay, both lay people and left home people. And funny, he decided to teach a Pure Conduct chapter, which is for left home people, okay, the rules. Maybe we shouldn't explain this, because I want to explain it for everyone, not just left home people. I don't have a lot of time. I can't explain the entire sutra. It would take too long to explain everything. So maybe we should switch chapters. Yes, sir. 2 in the back.
Thank you, Master. Would you mind explaining maybe just the short version of the Pure Conduct? Because I did trip up when I read this. I thought it was saying Pure Land at first, but I haven't heard of what Pure Conduct is.
I remember vaguely when his disciple Heng Shi was lecturing on this, attending a few lectures. He was explaining like the left home people, the monks and nuns have 53 mantras, and that the mantras they are supposed to recite all day, where when in the morning they wake up, they recite a mantra, one mantra for waking up, brushing their teeth, okay? And there's another mantra they would recite when they go to the toilet, believe it or not. And then there's another mantra when they recite when they're supposed to put on the robe, the long robe here. And then there's a mantra is supposed to recite when they put on the sash. So all day they recite mantras. And that's the pure Conduct chapter. At the time, when I listened to it, I was not impressed because the guy just read one mantra after another. That's what they do in the lecture. Unlike us, we try to explain, give you insights as to why we recite this mantra, for example, and so forth, to help you make the connection and find some use out of it. And so if I explain this Pure Conduct chapter and it's only geared for left home people, then the rest of you would lose interest very quickly. Okay? So I think because limited time I have left, I need to explain sutras that are more of general interest. Chapters are more of general interest. Okay, so anyway, and so he explained the Pure Conduct chapter here. Does it help? That's the nature of the Pure Conduct chapter.
Thank you, Master. It helps a great deal, actually. Especially learning about the concept that there's so many mantras to chant throughout the day for different activities. By Pure Conduct, is my takeaway correct that it's maybe not single-mindedness, but the conduct of your mind? Is that what it's referring to?
No. It has many, many uses. This is why, if I explain it to you, it helps the left home people, but it really doesn't help you. Okay, Pure Conduct is that there are many, many aspects of it. It was never explained to me. Okay, and I'm not sure much sure I explained it to them either. That's why these people, it's just not a bad thing to do. If you simply recite sutra texts like I used to teach, what's his name? xian yao. Okay? That since you don't know a lot of the Dharma, you don't have the skills, the first thing you do, you recite the Mahayana text, the text from the patriarchs. That time there will create tremendous blessings for the listeners and for you. And then if you understand, you have a chance, you explain a little. Okay? That's what most monks and nuns can at best do. Okay? So you don't need to explain the way I do, because I try to expand the knowledge of American Mahayana beyond the Chinese style, beyond the Chinese scriptures. So my challenges are bigger. Okay? But this Pure Conduct chapter here, basically from first glance, okay, I never spend that much time. I read through this chapter once, and it's a lot of, I remember now, it's a lot of these mantras, 53 mantras. I remember attending Heng Shu's lecture, and he went through one or two, these mantras, 3 mantras after 1 hour with translation, so half an hour. And so total, and for in English. So I remember now, I didn't get much out of it, that's why I said. But now you asked, there's a reason for that. There are many, many reasons. Number one, I keep it short for you. I give you 2 or 3 reasons, that's all. Okay, there's many, many wonderful reasons why it's in the Avatamsaka Sutra. And it's not explained. I don't think it's explained by Master YongHua, because I read the English translation. He didn't really explain much either. Okay, why is it called pure conduct? It's called pure conduct because the number one information, the number one thought I want you all to be aware of is that for left home people in particular, but it's not necessarily confined to left home people, okay? When they go through their daily lives, okay, because of their commitment to this lifestyle, where they give up worldly pursuits, and so they can focus on purifying their minds. Because you lay people, when you get up, okay, and you brush your teeth, you started scheming, make more money. Anyone? You're planning to go have some coffee. Anyone? You're going to go have some breakfast. Yeah? And then you have to get afflicted. Remember, the kids have been misbehaving last night, you afflicted. Okay? See, so your mind is scattered. And you are all constantly chasing after your desires. Whereas left home people, we remind ourselves, why we're wearing this sash here? Why we're brushing our teeth? Why is that when we go to the toilet, how does it help us? So every single moment of our lives has purpose and has meaning. That's what really makes left home people's lifestyle very, very special. It's not for everyone, but the people who are able to last very long, they get more and more immersed in it. So this chapter here is a reminder, every single waking moment, every single act in your life has a purpose and has meaning, which what you lay people cannot say.
Thank you very much, Master.
That's why you purify yourself from worldly desires. Because you're better than that. This path, you're better than that. So there's a Dharma, there's a process where we allow ourselves to shed more and more of the worldly concerns. So it's a reminder, okay, when we drink, we say, as I drink this water here, I realize there's 84,000 creatures, the Buddha says. So I'm killing a lot of living beings. Okay, therefore I will cultivate harder so that I can help them get to the Pure Land. And recite a mantra to help them attain rebirth. So it's not the same lifestyle as you do, okay? Unfortunately, this is why you see, these Dharma talks are very, very important for that reason, okay? As I said, before I was polite, I said the ratio for the Chinese or the Asian is you recite 14 hours, you practice for 7 hours, 8 hours reciting, walking, and so forth. And then you listen to the Dharma for 1 hour, typically in my master's temple, and usually it's translation. So you hear the Chinese part, and then you listen to the English translation. So you only have half hour of Dharma. For us here, the same schedule. You walk around, you cultivate for 8, 9 hours, okay, 6, 7 hours, I don't care, whatever how long it is. And then you listen to the Dharma for an hour and a half, especially for the 4-Chi here. For the Emperor Liang's repentance, I will cut it back to 1 hour, okay? Because there's a lot of bowing for you. All day you bow. You'll be losing a lot of weight. Hint, hint, okay? If you're interested, okay? And you're getting healthier through that process, by the way. You bow all day, it will do wonders for your health. Okay? I will only speak Dharma to you for 1 hour. But you see, the ratio is that this is why you're progressing so much faster than the Chinese style or the Korean style or Vietnam style, whatever. Okay? Because the ratio is that I don't even care. You do for 6 hours, 7 hours, 10 hours. Okay? Just give it your all for me for that short time you can commit to. But the most important part is right now. Because you're building a lot more blessings you don't realize. Think about it. It's because of your questions tonight, your interest tonight. That's why I revealed to you how to cultivate the way that the Asians never understood how. They have the patriarchs, but their patriarchs never explained to them that way. Never, ever before. So it's because of you. Therefore, you see, the blessing you create from this, tonight, for example, is because of you. You're benefiting not only yourself, people around you, but also it's recorded and will be there for many, many generations. This is the first time ever it's explained to you. Okay? And that's why your blessings are incredible. You're benefiting so many people. That's called cultivating blessings. Maximum blessings. All right? And just blessings, and then the Dharma talks will also help you plant and open your wisdom as well, which is the purpose. Why are we doing this? Okay? All right. Anyone still awake? Okay. So he explained the Pure Conduct chapter for left home people, and it's for left home people. And so I can see now why, because he has a lot of left home disciples, Taiwanese, and the Taiwanese are extremely supportive of left home people's cultivation. Let me looking back at his Taiwanese monks and nuns and his Vietnamese monk and nuns. Let me see the difference in levels. Why he didn't explain it in Sigung, but explain it in Taiwan. Okay. I will lecture. Are we there yet, or?
2:40. We start at 2:40.
Okay, thank you. I will lecture in the sutra in Taiwan. Yeah, big deal. Guys don't realize for him to lecture Avatamsaka Sutra, it's a very, very big deal. Okay? It's not a casual thing for them at all. For the sutra to be lectured on. It's very rare. Okay? Once the lecture is done, I will see how things go. Okay? And so I can see that he would go to these places and you heal, you get better, you heal, okay, no more pain, no more cancer for you, and so forth and so forth. Okay? But then the real work for him is to lecture in the sutra for this trip. Okay, interesting. And then, and if there's time, meaning nothing happens after his lecture, I might take another trip to Hong Kong. Then if not, then he won't go. Okay, next section. Next. Any questions and comments? And again, I'm very grateful to you to give me this chance. I would not spend time going through this by myself. Okay? This is to teach people how to cultivate. So I want to see how he laid the foundation for my generation. Okay? And I never went through that myself. I only learned it second hand by reading from his thing, but not this. But it's because of you that I see, this is how he trained his monks and nuns. And this is why they are the way they are. And I never had to go through that because it's not for me. Okay? If I did that, I probably would not be interested at all in continuing. Yes, too.
Thank you, Master. I was also a little surprised to see his travel plans. I thought, from a previous chi, I thought we discussed that after what happened to Great Master Shenhua's master, Master Shuyun, I thought he never returned to China. So he did go back to China.
That's true. I don't know. Anyone has any idea? Ask his disciples. I wasn't there. I think he ran away to the U.S. and then he established himself here, and then he decided to bring the Dharma back to the East. Yes, in the back.
Master, as I know, Hong Kong back in the day was not part of China, it's a British colony. So it doesn't count as China.
Right. And so I was coming to that. But this Hong Kong was really not China. This is an independent territory from China, so he can come and go as he pleased. Back then, I don't think it was that easy for a monk to be able to enter China, because they're very strict about who they allow in, and especially monks and nuns who ran away, like Master YongHua, are really not that welcome back. I don't think so. Okay, and so it's interesting that he went to an Asian tour. I'm sure he brought his disciples there to go with him, and it helped create conditions for a lot of these people to come to the U.S. later to cultivate under him. But the one thing though that bothers me is how come he didn't really train the Vietnamese, he didn't really train the Taiwanese. Because the level is too low. All in Vietnam, monks and on level too low, Taiwanese too low. I don't get it. Yes, one.
I remember I heard, I think the time here Master YongHua lectured in Saigon, I think the Vietnamese translation, I heard that he said the Vietnamese lack of blessings and because of their killing karma. That's what I remember. So.
You Vietnamese. My point is, if you were to go to him, you'd probably be just like them. Like his disciples, his Vietnamese disciples. I don't know why he didn't help them. I don't know why he didn't really help the Taiwanese either. I don't get it. Malaysian. Even the Malaysian monk I met, disciple of his, no good. Anyway, maybe he has his reasons. Not, I don't get it. Yes, JC.
아까 질문에 대해서 답변 주실 때 번뇌가 일어나는 즉시 그 번뇌를 피하라고 아니면 번뇌에서 벗어나라고 얘기를 하셨는데요. 그러면 번뇌가 생길 것 같은 자리에 미리 번뇌가 생길 것 같아서 그 자리를 들어가지 않거나 그런 공간을 피하거나 이런 거는 괜찮은 것인지, 마스터께서는 평소에 계산하지 말라고 하셨는데 저도 모르게 제가 계산을 한 건지 안 한 건지는 모르겠는데 번뇌가 일어날 것 같은 자리에서 벗어나 있는 경험을 이렇게 몇 번은 한 것 같다는 생각이 들거든요. 그래서 번뇌가 일어날 것을 알고 미리 피하는 것은 괜찮은지 궁금해서 질문드립니다.
Master, going back to that affliction question, so my question is, as soon as affliction arises, you told us that either do anything to get away or avoid the afflictions. So what about if I know in certain situation or the area, if I go there, I will get afflicted, so I avoid that area. You told us not to scheme, but is that scheming? And I have done several times that unconsciously avoid the situation or a certain area so that I don't get afflicted. Is that okay?
No, it's not the best way to deal with it. Look at it as if suppose you're married to a woman and she drives you crazy. You're not going to say, I'm going to run away from you. You only say, I run away from you temporarily. And I come back and let you afflict me again. And if I can't take it, I run away again. And I come back, okay, and let you have another go at me. So I use my woman to cultivate. That's why I would suggest to my disciples, that's why I said earlier, as long as she can afflict you, hang on to her. When she can't afflict you anymore, dump her. Same thing. If he can afflict you, hang on to him. He can't afflict you anymore, get a better man. A worse man. And that's cultivation. I tell you, I give you a prediction as well. If you get, let me speak, take care of the men's side because men are weak. Okay, I don't want to help you women anymore. Okay, men so much weaker. Okay, than you women nowadays. Listen, this is how you use them to get stronger and stronger and stronger. It's very much like hitting in Taekwondo. You hit against the board, and it hurts, right? It hurts. But your skin gets thicker and your bone gets stronger. Don't be scared of women. Let them afflict you. You hear? The women, in contrast, they want to run away. We are men. We're different. Okay? Okay? We let them afflict us. Okay? And don't need to run away from affliction, but contain it. If you get to the point where it's unbearable, you run away. Say, okay, you win today. You only tell yourself, don't say that to her. Never admit defeat. You just say, excuse me, honey, I'm sorry I have to go to work, or I need to go to the bathroom, and then go and recite the mantra. Every time I go to the bathroom, I swear the people, living beings, will dump all their afflictions and cleanse their soul. And on. So you have antidotes. This is what will make you stronger and become real men. You hear? And if you do that, one day when she can no longer afflict you, okay, that's when she realized how real of man you are, and then she got on her knees and said, please, love me. That's when you said, nah, let me think about it. You're not much use to me anymore. That's what strong men do. Okay? It only applies to men. You women don't have to hurt my boys. It's funny. It's kind of funny, culturally speaking, because men are weak because you keep on running away. They said, I don't have to take this. You're so nasty. Hey, what kind of woman are you? I'm out of here. Okay? They always blame it on a woman. I'm teaching you not to blame on them. Use them. Okay? Let them beat up on you. Hurt you. Huh? Okay? And once you really understand, then you become grateful to them and say, oh, you are so evil, woman. I love you. Only I can understand you. And that's how relationships improve. Yes, to touch a soft nerve here.
Thank you, Master. I'll make it really short.
Thank you.
When we have an argument, he walks away. He walks out the door. Lately, when we have a little bickering, he says, "You're absolutely right." He always says this to me, so therefore I have nothing to argue with him.
That's called diffusing. Okay? And that's wisdom. Thank you for bringing it up. The reason that you face them is because it helps you time and time again, figure out a way to solve the conflict. That's called wisdom development. Because the women don't realize every time we walk away, we say, "I'm gonna get you next time." Right, boys? I'm gonna get you. I swear to God. And that's how you challenge yourself. You get better and better and better. And that's why eventually you look back at her and say, "Boy, you're so evil, but I feel sorry for you. You can't affect me anymore." Thank you. Who's the boss now? Go, Forrest! Quickly!
Master, I have a quick question. Would you encourage us to learn the 53 mantras and practice it just for fun, kind of?
No. It's for left phone people. We don't transmit it to you, lay people. Okay, time is up. Thank you, everyone. I hope you learned something tonight.